How we doing, guys? DG Trading 101 here, back with another audio blog for you. And today I'm about to narrate a blog that was quite a fan favorite when it came out. I got an overwhelmingly positive response to it, so it seemed only right to do this one next. Today I'm going to narrate the Sniper blog. It's called A Scope of My Plans to Become an Elite Trader. And I think there's a ton of very important information in this piece. You know, it's nothing revolutionary or anything you haven't heard before, or perhaps it is, but either way, I think you'll really be able to use this information to improve your trading quite a bit. So let's jump into it. You know, when I started trading 5 years ago, trading was something very different to me. It was a game. You know, I like to gamble. I like the rush. It was fun. I enjoy the sport of it more than anything. And this is why most people try to become traders initially and kind of become enamored with it, whether they want to admit it or not. It's that same reason that most people struggle to ever break any ground as well. Like all true degenerate gamblers, they're inherently lazy and infatuated with the idea of easy money. You know, they're not interested in learning how to make it in this game and perfecting a craft. They just kind of want it. You know, they want money and they want it now. And I kind of realized that to be my issue about 2 years into my trading journey. You know, by mid 2013, I knew that I had a problem. You know, I would make money, then try to push, get greedy, and lose it all. You know, I was never satisfied. And it was just a perpetual cycle of absolute hell. You know, I knew what the problem was, and I continued to do it anyway. You know, it made me realize, wow, I'm not a trader. I'm just a lowly gambler who happens to trade. And that was very tough to admit, but it was true. And until you can approach this game like a job, and not a fast track ticket to riches, you've got zero chance. You might as well pack it in now and save whatever money you got left because, you'll never make it. You have to pay your dues and quietly work your way up the ranks. Now, 5 years later, as I'm talking to you today, I'm just starting to get a brief glimpse of that overnight success everyone is chasing. And how about that? Who knew it didn't actually happen overnight? So let's jump into the main point of this blog. There was a brief period, probably about 6 months ago, where I changed my avatar from a picture of me to a picture of a sniper scope. And a sniper scope and, talking about being a sniper as a trader, yada yada, is actually a fairly common analogy used by many traders. But today I want to specifically explain why I was using it. Okay, so why a sniper scope? What am I targeting? Why not a machine gun or a bazooka? Why not a bull or a bear? Why not, I don't know, a panda? You get the point. So what's the significance? Well, it's quite simple and quite complicated all at once. So let's start to peel some layers off here. So the simple part, I want to wake up every morning and pull up my Twitter feed and see that sniper scope to be reminded constantly that everything I do today should be mirrored around the image and likeness of a sniper. Everything a sniper does is extremely calculated and measured. There's no wasted energy. You'll never see a commanding officer call on a sniper and say, here's your target, shoot him in the leg, right? When a sniper is in battle, they're governed and driven by the sniper's creed, which is one shot, one kill. They're trying to do maximum damage with minimal moving parts. It's always quality over quantity, always. And I think the entirety of everything I want to be as a trader directly parallels that of a military sniper. So let's go a little deeper now. A sniper by trade is the very definition of discipline to me. In most instances, their primary mission has absolutely nothing to do with even pulling a trigger. The main duty of a sniper on the battlefield is that of reconnaissance, information gathering. By profession and training, they're masters of stealth and process, which makes them excellent candidates to go behind enemy lines and collect information for the cause. Most times they're simply sitting, waiting, and observing. They're calculating and recording their findings to be strategically used at a later date. So let's switch gears for a minute here and talk about how that translates into trading. Are you starting to see the parallels a little bit between a military sniper and that of a successful trader? Think about all the traders you know and idolize who are making more money than you could ever imagine. You think they're sitting in front of their computers all day, just rapidly pressing buttons and trading everything with a pulse? Absolutely not. For all those that are truly killing it in this game and who have found wild success, it's all about quality, not quantity. So fewer actions leading to bigger impacts is the goal. Betting only when the odds have swung in their favor. They're playing a very different game than the one that I described above that most traders start out playing. So listen, trading is indeed a game, and it is gambling, for sure. If you say it's not, you're lying to yourself. But that doesn't mean that you can't consistently win. Okay, so think about a casino and the house. They gamble for a living, yet they always win. Why? When you walk into a casino, the house is willing to take a gamble that you'll lose more money than you make at their tables, right? And sometimes they're wrong, but usually they're not. And although they are indeed gambling, they're gambling with an edge. And over the long haul, as sure as death and taxes, they will always win, right? This is a concept that I'm trying to emulate with the sniper mentality here of only trading the best setups. You only want to throw your money in the middle of the ring if there's a clear edge. If there's not an edge, what the hell are you doing in the trade to begin with, right? Of course you're going to lose over time. You got to remember why you're here. You're here to make money, not to constantly trade, okay? So if you find that you have an insatiable craving to just always be trading, looking for trades, over trading, chances are you're playing a child's game and you're not working a job. Your mindset is not correct here, and it needs to be addressed immediately. That's the first step is acknowledging this. So everything I do from here on out, I want to be modeled after a sniper. Not a madman running around, guns blazing, trying to trade everything that's moving. That's not a good approach, and that's not going to yield successful results in the long run. So this year, I've had the pleasure of meeting and befriending Alex Tamiz. You guys probably all know him well on Twitter at AT09Trader. And this is the exact way that he's begun to mold his trading style of late as well. Taking less trades with more size and looking for quality only. And I think he'll be the first one to tell you that since moving to this style of trading, he's making more money than he ever did when he was very actively trading. And I'm experiencing the same results since making the switch as well. He goes into some detail about that actually in a recent interview that he did with Investors Underground, which you can find on his Twitter page. There's some really good stuff in there. It's just non-debatable that almost every trader trades too much. It's unnecessary, and it can be very easily fixed with a little discipline. So next in the blog, I know you can't see it here, but I go on to show two pictures of two separate P&Ls. One from about a year and a half ago, where I trade about 10 names on the day, and I end up with a net P&L of about $1,200. And, you can see the P&L, it's like, plus 450, plus 100, minus 300, plus 500, plus 100, minus 200. You get the idea. It's all small numbers. And all of that adds up to about $1,200. And then I show another picture of one trade that I made on dries where I took, 10 times the amount of shares that I normally would and ended up with a $1,200 P&L on just that one trade. Okay, so the point I'm trying to illustrate there is that if you find the correct trades and really hit them with size, you're going to make just as much money, if not more, than you ever would have made by trying to scalp and trade a million different things. That's the whole point. So hopefully that adds a little color to what I'm trying to say. If you're running around doing 1,000 share scalps all day, that's fine. But, guess what? Scaling into one good trade of 10,000 shares is just like taking 10 scalp trades of 1,000 shares, right? Except on the bigger trade, you're in one quality setup, and you don't need to be right 70 or 80% of the time to see some really nice profits. Scalping and piking in the long run will kind of just have you doing a whole lot of canceling yourself out and wearing yourself down mentally and financially through commissions, and probably not being too profitable. Of course, there can be exceptions to the rule. There's exceptions to every rule. There's some people who are great at scalping and do very well at it. But I just think for the most part, trading less and trading more quality positions is going to be better off for you, most likely. Again, it's not to say you can't make a nice living and some decent money by scalping. You can, but I don't want to make decent money. I want to make great money. And I think in order to do that, you really need to graduate from scalping eventually, as it has its limits. I really do believe this is the answer, guys, for many reasons. Again, finding less trades with better entries and range, and holding these trades for longer periods of time with more size. Not to mention with this type of trading style, you can kind of have a life as well. You're not chained to your screen for 10 or 12 hours a day. If you get a good entry in the morning and it starts to move in your favor fairly quickly, that's how you know you got a good entry, and you set some hard stops overhead at your determined risk level, and then, you're done. You can move on to the next task and just let that trade work. You're going to be in the trade for a day or two oftentimes, or sometimes even longer if it's working and it hasn't hit your risk limits yet. So there's no need to sit there and stare at it all day. It lightens up the stress load quite a bit and provides so much more freedom for you to go do other things in your life. For someone like Alex, it allows him to help out with his dad, the family business, in addition to trading. For me, it's going to allow me to start, some investment projects outside of the markets to generate a steady stream of passive income as well. And, you can't multitask and do those things if you're chained to your desk and you have to be scalping all day to make money. It's just not practical in the long run. And also, isn't that the main reason why we trade anyway? Seeking financial independence first and foremost, but also freedom. How can you have freedom to do other things if you're sitting at a desk, all day, every day? You're no more free than you were at your old 9-to-5 desk job. So I believe that this type of trading really allows you to both maximize your profits and maximize your life, your flexibility. So we can wrap that all up into a ball and call it maximizing your potential. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. It's still all relatively new to me as well. I've only been doing this for about a year. And even if it meant slightly less profits trading this way every day, I'd probably still choose this path just because of the freedom it allows elsewhere. But that's not the case. You can actually make quite a bit more money doing it, right? So why would you not strive for this as an endgame? Now, I know this is not a solution that can be applied everywhere to all trades. And I know that not everyone can afford to trade like this yet. However, you can start by practicing the root ideas of this intraday. And like everything in trading, which I'm sure you found out by now, nothing is that simple. You still have to understand, share structure, situational trading, such as who's trapped and who's not, and be able to digest news and read SEC filings to find those very best trades, to utilize this strategy effectively. And there is surely a place for scalping and trading. Again, I don't want to confuse that. It's just your job to know the difference when a home run potential trade is on the table and when it should just be a scalp. There's times for both. So I'm not saying to stop scalping. I'm just saying to do it less and try to focus more on trying to catch larger moves over longer time frames. All of this is just simply my opinion on the matter and how I feel the best way to trade is, but I really think that'll give you a big boost. And another thing, when you do find the good ones, there's another trader I talk to almost every day, who I'm not going to name, but his philosophy is very simple. That when he's in a trade, when he's in, one of those really good ones, you are not pushing him out of the trade. Imagine a pig consolidating at under VWAP for a while, and then it starts to pop up a little bit, and break up towards VWAP. 99% of traders will start to freak out here and think, oh crap, it's going to squeeze through VWAP. I got to cover. While the 1% that are making 99% of the money are licking their chops when they see that. When proper research is done and you know that you're truly dealing with a pig, they welcome when these things push higher. I'll talk to this trader all the time and send him a message and say, hey, you short XYZ yet? And I'll usually say something along the lines of, yeah, I put a starter on, but, I want higher. Please higher. Please let this thing squeeze higher. Things of that nature. How many people do you know that get in a short trade and want it to go higher, right? Probably not too many. Those are the types of traders who are making all the money, the ones who really understand the situation that they're in and capitalizing on the inexperienced traders who are freaking out and covering prematurely. These little mentality shifts when you encounter a niche play, they really make all the difference. Like I said, pops through VWAP on volume where everyone else is stopping out and freaking out, they're adding. That's the difference. Will you sometimes get nicked up a little bit by sticking your neck out and doing this? Sure you will. That's part of generating larger profits. That comes with the territory. If you want to make more money, you're going to be taking on more risk. But it's all relative. It's not reckless. It's just relative. If you see someone on Twitter taking a $10,000 or $20,000 loss on a trade, and you're sitting there saying, wow, that guy is reckless and stupid. You may not know the whole situation, or what he's dealing with. Maybe he's trading $1 million account and risking 1% to 2% of his account just like you are. Maybe you're taking 5 to 10% risk on a trade on your $5,000 account, which would actually make you far more reckless than him, right? Relatively speaking. So this whole game is relative. That type of mindset is where I'd like my trading to live. And how do you get that mindset? You get it simply by paying your dues and watching these pigs play out over and over and over and over and over again until it just becomes second nature. You literally develop like a sixth sense almost, just by watching price action and digesting your surroundings of what's going on. That's really the best way I can describe it. There's no overnight or fast track success formula here. There's no magic setup. Sustained trading success, it comes from within. End of discussion. That's it. I'm kind of rambling now, so I'll wrap this up. If you approached me a year ago or even a few months ago, none of this was my focus. I was an extremely active intraday scalper, focused on whatever was moving, always cash every night and always a couple $100 in commissions every day. And there really is a better way, guys. I want to wake up every morning before I start my scans and think about a sniper. Just always thinking about it. Be reminded of exactly what my mission is that day and what I'm looking to do. So remember the process of a sniper. First, I'm looking for inefficiencies in the market and large percentage movers in small cap land. We'll call that the target. And then once my target is acquired, it's time to begin reconnaissance, to go behind enemy lines, reading the SEC filings, gathering information for the cause. And then, should the time come when I need to attack, I'll have my weapon tuned and ready, all my preparation is complete, and in the sniper's creed, one shot, one kill is what I'm looking to do. Quality over quantity, always. No wasted energy, no in, out, in, out, in, out. Due to impatience or indecision. I'm here to find these above average plays, to bring size to the party, and to completely ignore everything else. I don't want to scalp XYZ for 15 cents. I don't want 15 cents. I want $1.50. I don't care if, stock X just ripped higher because of a buyout rumor, or stock Y just got accused of fraudulent accounting and the bottom is falling out, or stock Z just popped up because Adam Furstein tweeted out that his dog Bo thought it was a great buy and tricked all the algos into buying it. I don't care about any of that. I'll have my scope targeting one thing and one thing only, which is my predetermined targets with blinders on for everything else. Always running to the next shiny object intraday out of FOMO is what all undisciplined /board /gambler traders do, right? And it's a loser's game in the long run. If you don't believe me, just try it. You'll find out for yourself. So this is how I'll be trading moving forward and how I plan to reach all my goals in both trading and in life. And it all starts with an unwavering discipline and a never-ending desire to continually become a better version of yourself every single day. And the only way to do that is if you push the money to the back of your mind and fuel your journey on passion, not greed disguised as passion, right? That's really it. Sniper. Understand it, live it, be it. All right? One shot, one kill. Good luck.